Hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Sunbird Unmasked. Okay, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch to make sure I get it in the right pose. And I think I'm going to do something a little more elegant, a little more stylized. Because this was a specific request, and if you tell me to do stuff, I'll try to fit it in. I've got a schedule of what I'm trying to do, because Fortnite puts out so many, it's kind of hard to almost keep up with everything. So I have a schedule of what I'm trying to get done, and like I said, it's tough to fit them in, but if you get it in while I'm doing something, I'm going to do my best to try to fit it into the schedule. Okay, so anyway, I've got a certain pose I'm trying to get her in, more elegant, more posed, something a little different, a little stylized. And that's kind of the fun thing about doing stuff like this, is you can do whatever you want. It could be a certain pose, it could be your style, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. Okay, let's see. I know you probably can't see what I'm doing, but you will in a second. I'm going to switch over to Sharpie, and you'll be able to see much better what I'm trying to do and follow along. And you're welcome to use a Sharpie or use a pencil. It's totally up to you. This is this is mine. This is how I draw. But remember, you draw how you draw. And I like to say, I draw how I draw, you draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. That's the best way to look at it. That way nobody can tell you you're wrong. Nobody can say, I don't like that. Oh, well, they can. Absolutely, anybody can say that. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. It's what you do with it that really makes a difference. How you handle criticism, or how you move to the next level, is really all you can control. So, what I was saying is, you draw how you draw and have fun with it. That's what I'm doing. I get people on here that's like, ooh, that's terrible, that's trash. Okay, that's their opinion, and they're welcome. They're entitled to it. And that's okay. It's no big deal. That's what they want to say. It's what they want to say. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so let me just draw in a few more details here. The thing about drawing these Fortnite faces, or drawing these at this small, is I can't get a lot of detail in, I'm drawing at a small scale, so I got to limit myself, but also still try to make it look like the character, Because, again, that's why you're here, right? You want to draw these details. And I hear you. That's why I'm trying to do it, too. That's why I'm making sure we have some fun with it, because that's why we're here. Okay, let me draw the side of her face here. And I think that might work. I just got to try to capture the look, And I think I'm about ready. I think I'm going to switch over to Sharpie here, and then we can finish this up. And there's not a lot of detail to her, because she wears like leggings, which are pretty much the shape of the body, so you don't have to worry too much about drawing details of armor and things like that. It's all pretty taken care of for you here. So okay, this is going to be kind of weird. I'm going to not draw eyebrows. It's strange, but her eyebrows are colored green, So I'm going to take care of that with coloring. So bear with me. This is going to look a little strange, but when it's colored, it'll make sense, okay? So I'm going to start with her eyes, like this, and I'm going to draw the little almonds, and then the pupils, like that. And I stopped here because her hair is kind of cover. Here, let's do that. Her hair is kind of covering over one, like that, and that'll hide some of what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna extend from where the eyebrows will be. That's, if you want to draw the eyebrow, draw it right there, and draw another one right there. But you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. That I'm going to take care of that with coloring. So for the nose, we're not going to do much. We're just going to kind of do like this. You know, you don't want to go crazy with it because, again, this is so tiny that you almost can't do stuff like that, you know? So let's draw some lips. Let's give her a little bit of a smile, just a tad. And then I'm going to draw the top lip, and then the bottom. And I'm going to follow the side of her face here and to her chin. And her chin's going to be about right there. So I'm going to follow the side of her face over here, bring it down to the chin like that, and bring the chin up like this, and that'll take care of her head. And I'm just going to draw a bit of her neck like this, and then the rest of it I'm going to do with the big fat Sharpie. See how she looks strange with no eyebrows? Trust me, it's going to look good in the end. I want to say I guarantee it, but you never know. I could be completely wrong, and you'd be like, what the craze is that, you know? So, you know what? Let me do this. I just don't trust that big fat Sharpie. So I'm going to do the inside of her hair like that. And that'll cut off her face, and we can do the rest with fat Sharpie. Okay? And I'm just adding a few lines to define where we're going to be, what we're going to do, just because, again, that Sharpie is so fat. It looks good. It looks really good when we're doing this stuff, but sometimes it's just too fat, you know? So now that we have some definition, we can draw the top of her head. I'm just going to kind of arc it around like this, bring it down, and stop right there. And I drew another line. I kind of like it, so I'm going to come back in here and do that. And it's just because the way her hair is, you know, it's really cool looking. And I'm going to do that too. You know, without the mask, that's specifically why we're doing this, right? Because it looks cool without it. So see? Thick versus thin. I like the way that looks. So that's why I like doing stuff like that, okay? So let's keep moving. So I have her hand up, kind of like this, over just being elegant. So I'm going to draw the cuff of her sleeve like this, and that'll give us a defining place to get started with everything else. And then I can draw like the poof of her sleeve to her elbow like that. Okay, so see how it's going to be kind of up, and so her shoulder is going to be kind of taking care of all this. So her arm is up and her shoulder is up, so all this is kind of covered with folds of her sleeve. Her shirt sleeve is what I was trying to say. Her sleeve. Okay, so that's up and over. So now I can draw her hand, and I've got her hand kind of doing like this, but I guess the backside. So we're going to draw that pinky first, like that. And then I can draw her thumb, and I've got her hand here. Let's do this other finger so it'll make sense. Okay, something like that. And so you can't see her other fingers because of they're back behind there. So now I can do this and bring her thumb down like that. Okay, does that make sense? With the back of the hand is what we're drawing. Okay, so now that we've got that in front, we can draw everything else behind it. So her shirt is going to come down and out like this a little bit, because it's a half shirt. Her rest of her body is going to be right here. So I can draw her chest up here like this. And because we're drawing in front and back behind, that we can get away with drawing certain things behind her and certain things in front of her. So her that's her shoulder, and again there's creases and material that we can draw like that. And because all that is back behind, we can get away with drawing like that. And so we don't have to draw too much of the sleeve because it's covered up. So this hand is down. So it's pretty much doing the same thing. So let's do this. Let's draw our hand. And this is going to be like that. Okay, so we're drawing this line and this line. Now we're going to draw the thumb and the fingers. Okay, so it's pretty easy. Since I sketched it out, I know where I'm going to be. And so now that I've drawn that, see, I've drawn this part right here. All I got to do is a couple little notches for the fingers. And I'm going to do one out like this. That's the middle finger out like that. Then the other ones are just kind of back behind, like that. Booyah! Done with that. Pretty easy, right? So let's draw the rest of her. Let's draw her stomach to her waist, like this. Connect anything that's floating. And I can draw her pants hip, I guess is what we're going to call it, to there. And so again, now we're just going to draw legs as if she's naked, because she's not, but the leggings are pretty much the same thing of the skin of the body, you know. So we're going to draw her bottom there and the back of her leg to her knee like that. And I've got it kind of extended out all ballerina fancy style. And there's the other side of her leg to her knee like this. Draw her hamstring, I guess is what that is. I can't think of the name right now. But the bottom of her leg. Down to her ankles like that. And then it's going to connect to her shoe. So same thing. Just do the same thing over here. We're just going to come down to her knee. Down to her shin. Back of the leg to the back of the knee. Back of the leg to the bottom of the foot. So that's pretty simple, right? So now we just got to draw her shoes, and they've got this unique style to them. So we're going to try to follow it, right? So there's the heel. The heel I can't draw here because it's in front of this stuff or behind this stuff. The cool little detail in her shoe. And so here's what I'm going to do. I did it weird last time. I drew these weird boxes. So I'm going to try to make it look. I'm going to follow it like this. Like that. So that way it's not like floating boxes. That's what I did last time, and I wasn't too crazy about it, but that's just what I did, you know. Like this. I drew these floating boxes. And you know, I tried. That's the best thing I can say is I tried, you know. I'm not going to say it was right, I'm not going to say it was wrong. But I tried. That's the best I can do. Is try, you know. Okay, so I did the same thing there. So basically, this is a side view of this, and so now we can just draw the toe, bring it in, connect it to the heel, and draw the toe like that. And that stuff kind of covers up everything. That's why I didn't do too much of it. Sorry, there's like a cool little detail I forgot that I did last time. That it's just the style of a shoe. It kind of does something like this, and you can't see much of it there. That's why I just did that line there, just to accent that part, because it's just the way it looks. So I'm just going to add a few more little details, and then I'll do the rest with color. And what I wanted to do is just add again just a few little creases and folds, because it's shirt material, you know. And that's about it. I'm just going to do that one last one, thicken that up just for artistic style choices. And I'll take care of the rest with color, especially her eyebrows. So that is Sunbird Unmasked. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.